The team of Chinese mechanics that took Jamaica by storm have reopened their doors to the public. After being ordered closed due to work permit issues, this Chinese-owned mechanic shop is now opened again with a bang, and Jamaicans are now flocking this garage again in order to get rid of those vehicle problems that the local mechanics can't seem to get right. Today we're in Ferry in the parish of St. Andrew in Jamaica, and we're heading to the Chinese-owned mechanic shop called Double H Services that gained massive attention from the Jamaican public when they opened their doors in February 2025. At that time, news about the Chinese-owned mechanic shop spread like wildfire on social media. Motorists from all over Jamaica then began lining up at this mechanic shop from as early as 5 a.m. just to get a ticket or an appointment to get into this garage. The word on the street was that these skillful mechanics were able to solve a lot of the vehicle problems that the local mechanics could not figure out, and that this repair work was being done at a very reasonable cost, way less than what the local mechanics were charging. And so today we are heading to this Chinese-owned mechanic shop to see if we can get in, get an appointment, and hopefully have our vehicle looked at today. And so we're here just outside of WH Car Services. This viral mechanic shop owned by the Chinese has taken Jamaica by storm, and we want to see if we can firstly get into this establishment and then have our vehicle looked at today. And we can see that a lot of vehicles are already here waiting to be looked at, and we're going to see if we can get a parking. But let us try to find out what's the procedure to get our vehicle checked out. What's the procedure?
You have an appointment?
No.
They can park on the outside, and they come with the
Fitness? So we're told that there are no parking spots on property, so we'll have to park just on the outside, and we'll need our vehicle fitness in order to get an appointment to have our vehicle checked out at this mechanic shop. So we'll be parking right here on the outside, and we'll be heading inside to get our appointment. Do remember to subscribe to the channel by tapping that subscribe button and tap the like button to like our videos. Wow.
Vehicles continue to line the roadside outside the Chinese-owned auto repair shop as hopeful motorists, some from outside the corporate area, arrived as early as 5 a.m. on Tuesday. Convinced that the service would prove more reliable and affordable than what's typically offered by local mechanics. They are more honest. We're not going to get the attitude. The local mechanics give us attitude. I have been to 3 local mechanics since last month for a simple matter, and it's just attitude. A customer, who gave his name as only as Lenny. It was Lenny's 3rd visit to WH Car Service. He had arrived from St. Ann's Bay before 6 a.m. on Tuesday, and as of 5 p.m., was still waiting to be serviced. Inside the shop, one of the directors, Ming Jianchen, speaking with the gleaner through a translator, explained that the decision to limit the number of vehicles per day was made to preserve service quality amid its rapidly rising popularity. We realize that too many people want to come in to check their vehicles, but we don't want to low down our quality of the service, he said. He explained that WH Car Service is still in its pilot phase, having opened just 2 months ago. In that short time, it has already serviced around 1,000 vehicles. Videos showing the long wait lines outside the shop have been circulating on social media, drawing even more customers. Chin admitted he was surprised by the overwhelming response, calling it beyond my imagination. If he had known the response would be so enthusiastic, he told the gleaner, he would have hired more mechanics and organized more material and equipment to repair vehicles. Currently, 10 Chinese mechanics are employed at the auto repair shop. Chun said their interest in establishing the business in Jamaica stemmed from the number of Chinese enterprises on the island that often struggle because of car problems. Their goal, he explained, was to offer more dependable, cost-effective solutions and help raise the standard of car repairs in the country. as a result of the enthusiastic response from Jamaicans, many of whom, he says, trust the team's skill and honesty. Chun is already exploring expansion to other parishes. Someday in the future, we will try to bring our mechanic shops, garage to different cities, because that's what we thought in the first beginning, to come here, to help, to promote, to offer better service at cheaper cost and better quality, he said. However, he was clear that the intent is not to take business from local mechanics, but to foster a partnership and share skills. Mechanics, fixing vehicles, it's a skill. If Chinese mechanic and the Jamaica mechanic fixing skills mobilize, we can improve the whole industry. No matter when, no matter where, customers deserve a better option and better service, he said. He also revealed plans to hire Jamaican mechanics to work alongside the current team. We are expert in some areas, you guys experts in some areas. Together, we can be better, he said. He added, China, we are a big country and we have all different industries from the top to the bottom. And all the different car brands, they all have factories in China. So definitely, we will have a little bit more experience because we know how to make these vehicles. Among those hoping for that expertise was Christopher Blake, a customer from Portmore, St. Catherine. He was seeking help for a persistent head gasket issue. Some check D regulator leaking, but when we throw D water in D regulator, I don't see where the water go, he shared with the Gleaner. He said he arrived at the facility approximately 5 a.m. on Tuesday. This was his second day attempting to get service. In addition to vehicle repairs, the company also rents out heavy equipment such as bulldozers and excavators, operated by Chinese staff. Chun said they also plan to start selling car parts in the near future. Right now, it's hard for us to get the parts in local because some of the parts, they are rare, and that's one of the challenges, she said. Steve Holland, a Kingston-based mechanic of almost 30 years, believes the shop's entry into the market could be beneficial, especially if it leads to more affordable car parts. It's going to be a competition between other companies that are bringing in parts. It would be good if they bring it in, and it should be cheaper, he said. Holland noted that, while he often purchases parts from China at low prices, the shipping costs, especially through Miami, are high and drive up what he must charge his customers. He told the Gleaner that he doesn't see the Chinese mechanics as competition, but rather as potential partners. It will be good if they do training also of Jamaican mechanics than just setting up business, getting customers, he said.
So after the government did some investigation into the work permits of the employees of WH Car Services, this is what the news media sounded like then when the news broke that they would have to close down their operations.
Jamaica's Minister of Labor and Social Security, Colonel Charles Jr., has confirmed that a group of Chinese mechanics who are operating the recently shuttered auto repair shop, Wholehearted Company Services Limited in Ferry, St. Andrew, were operating without the requisite work permits. He added, however, that while others at the facility had work permits, he could not say if they were aligned to the business that was being carried out. In terms of the findings, I can confirm that our work permit unit, in addition to the unit that relates to occupational safety and health, did attend on the facility, observed, they interviewed, and they investigated. They attended multiple times, as a matter of fact, and we were able to confirm that there were issues in relation to the work permits or lack thereof for some individuals. In our estimation, we're part of the work team at that facility. We can also confirm, and we have confirmed, that there were some individuals who did have active, valid permits. However, whether those work permits aligned with the activity that was being carried out at that facility is another issue, Charles Jr. said. While speaking at a Ministry of Labor and Social Security post-sectoral briefing on Wednesday, Charles Jr. stressed that the ministry's aim is not to stop commerce, but it is the responsibility of the ministry to ensure foreign nationals who enter the country for work do so legally. While we continue to work across ministries, our primary goal is full adherence to the law. That is why you would have noticed that activities have ceased. Yes, our team did advise the persons who identified themselves as being in a leadership or management position that activity of this nature, without the requisite work permit approved, is a breach of the law that could carry particular types of sanctions. And we noticed that after providing that information, certain action was taken by the individuals to close down their facility, he stated. We have made it clear that, particularly where we see hundreds of Jamaicans flocking to the service, we are not blind or deaf to the fact that there is clearly this gap in terms of what is being provided to the country. We have no difficulty in entertaining the regularization of these individuals so they can continue their operation once they have complied with legal requirements and addressed whatever sanctions, if any, that arise from our passage of the information we receive from the JCF, and once they are in full adherence to laws of Jamaica.